We are back, hitting you with the Juggernaut Punch. New Gaming Order. We are, for our YouTube folks, this is segment number 2. Those who've been watching the live director's cut, yeah, we're steamrolling through it. But going back to the topic at hand, the crossplay. It's been an exciting thing that, Microsoft has said they are already laid down their path to making that a possibility, which the developers will have to go through an extra step to allow this to happen. Now, a bit of history. We know that Microsoft had their nose in the cloud many years ago, and they're not without error. Where, I believe they were approached about crossplay, but they were so stuck on this gaming for Windows Live thing that they weren't really budging. And we know that if the platform, whether it was PC or whatever other hardware it was, it would have to support gaming for Windows Live. Now, that made it an issue because obviously Sony would not put gaming for Windows Live on the PlayStation console. That's just ridiculous. So Microsoft being like, yeah, we're kicking ass and everything, stood their ground, and now the roles are reversed, and Sony seems to be, with the cold feet in this situation. Now, if you look on the website in the background I have here, March 17th, Sony boss throws cold water on PS4 and Xbox One crossplay. Now, I was looking at, I was skimming through the article, and what I did pick up was he was saying that because they're closed networks, that would have to communicate. It's not as easy, but that's a stark contradiction to what was said initially. And I know everybody in this podcast was tracking the news with that. So why fucking lie? If it's something where now Sony doesn't need Microsoft and they're turning their back, I'm a firm believer in two wrongs don't make it right. And Microsoft, yeah, they fucked up. They were wrong for that. No, but Sony has the power to unite the communities. But now they got their nose up in the clouds like, okay, you're no different than Microsoft back then. You know what I mean? Allow for people to play with each other. Games like The Division, Call of Duty, Rocket League is going to be the first that has it through all consoles and the PC platform. So why is Sony holding out? I just wanted to throw the ball in Demizzle's court. I got the article in the background. I will put it in the chat for you guys to follow along with us. But Demizzle, your thoughts?
Well, I think Sony's trying to pump the brakes on it because they see that Microsoft is gaining steam by making all the moves that they're making, and plus Sony is about to come out, like the rumor says that they're about to come out with their PS4K, so they have another thing to deal with. But realistically, it's not a hard thing to do because all game developers really have to do is include an extra option for system to system, and all Microsoft and Sony have to do is build DNS servers for authentication purposes. Like, hey, this person is playing on an Xbox, this person is playing on a PC, this person is playing on a PS4, and then you build the bridges between the servers, and there you have it. It's not a hard process to go through at all. It's a lengthy process, but that's the thing. Like, people confuse time consuming with difficulty.
Yeah. Sometimes the best things come out of grinding and tedium. A tedious stuff situation. Like for me,
like survival in Street Fighter 5.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started on that. I don't even have the colors. F it, man. Screw that. Whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like Demizzle, you're right. The people confuse hard work with difficulty. Grind, make it happen.
The thing is, it's like it takes a long time because you want to get it right, and it's like it's crazy, and you have to do a lot of authentication stuff, and that takes time to set up. But the end process, the end result is just one more step than what you would have to do for PC to console crossplay. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, if you're looking at the podcast, you're looking. Yeah, the interview. I believe it was. The news was breaking on March 17th, so a little behind. But Eurogamer was asking, and all of a sudden, okay, look. I'm highlighting it here because PC is an open platform. It's much more straightforward. Connecting two different closed networks is more complicated, so we will have to work with developers and publishers to understand that and understand what it is they're trying to accomplish. Yoshida explained. So again, we also have to look at the technical aspect.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna say who I work for, but I work for a giant corporation in IT, and this corporation just acquired another.
Umbrella, what the?
Oh, God.
Yo, I'm gonna have to send the T virus to your house now, man.
Oh my God, yo.
But real talk, like, I work for a corporation in IT, and this corporation just acquired another corporation. And what has to happen from a network perspective now that these two entities are merging is that we're gonna have to build some bridges to the other corporation's servers.
Burn some bridges? What? Why would you do that?
Good job. Go ahead, Dave.
And like, building bridges is a long task. It's not an extremely difficult task. It's just long because you have to get the two servers to work with each other, and you have to get the programs that reside on each server to work in each other's environment. It's a long process, but it's not a difficult process.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's where Yoshida is confusing lengthy with difficult.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, and as I'm looking through the article, it looks rather interesting. There's definitely technical hurdles to overcome as well. How will Microsoft and Sony decide which service hosts a game, a session, so on and so forth? You know, a lot of what you said, Demizzle, those are the questions that they seem to be asking in the Inquisitor article. So I got the video in the background, but I don't want to get this thing flagged, so I'm gonna just leave it as is. But yeah, go ahead.
Be flagged. You're using it under the fair use. It's fair use. We're reporting.
Well, Newgamingorder and free play mode have been picking up steam, so we're under like some sort of radar. So I'm not trying to draw some unwanted attention.
What are you trying to say, Alex?
Yeah. So
watch, man.
Yeah. All right. So, but for the sake of time, Keisimi, what are your thoughts on Hihei Yoshida of Sony, kind of like getting cold feet all of a sudden with allowing this that. Well, on Microsoft's side, is already the door is open. It's just developers have to walk through it. Like, why would the fence? Like, if you're playing The Division on PS4, I get it on PC or Xbox. I want to be able to play with you. I'm actually excited for this. So why would they want to keep us closed out?
I mean, I'm honestly not sure, man. I don't see what they would have to lose from doing something like this. It's not like they're going to lose out on customers. I'm really not sure why they would want to back out on this. Maybe, they don't want to watch between the two companies because they just want to, keep the PlayStation quote unquote experience, for PlayStation players or. Whatever jargon they want to come up with, but I honestly don't.
But it shouldn't be a PlayStation experience. It should be a gaming experience. If it's the same game, it should be.
We're on the same page.
Yeah,
we're on the same.
Yeah,
I'm saying them, Sony.
Yeah,
I understand. It doesn't make sense to me, why they would want to, lock everybody. Because it's at the end of the day, we're all gaming, whether that be, me playing on PlayStation. That's just because I'm playing you and you're on Xbox. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be like, oh, maybe I want to play on the Xbox now. Maybe they just beat me. Maybe I'll play better if I'm on Xbox. I don't believe that. Anybody would have that type of frame of mind, that kind of track to come to that conclusion. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't see what they would have to lose by even backing out on this.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but this is gaming segregation. Break the walls down, man. Like, you know what I mean? This is ridiculous.
Racist.
Listen to Chris Jericho. Huh?
Alex, why you gotta be racist bringing race into this? This has nothing to do with it.
No. I'm a console.
Game lives matter.
What the
It's
heck?
about race, it's about class.
It's about ass.
Class
What?
warfare. Get it right.
What the heck is unbelievable?
You
But
heard the man.
yeah, all right. So
I am the man. Who are you talking about?
he's a man, yeah. Well,
Maybe that is something that has something to do with it though. Like
He's a little man.
well, you know what? On your knees made it was trying to be funny, but he made a good point. It could be a class thing. They're like, hey, we're too good
That's fucked up.
to allow.
I mean,
to play for Microsoft guys.
But like maybe the policies that we don't read, you know, because nobody reads these policies and shit that we sign up for. When we sign up for Xbox Live or when we sign up for PlayStation Plus. You know, maybe the policies are different. Maybe the you know the rating system. You know how Xbox has their rating system where you can you know block players. Maybe it's totally different from what PlayStation has, and maybe it's a little bit different to where, because you know if I'm playing with you and you're on Xbox and you're cursing me out or whatever, and y'all's policies are different from PlayStation policy, how do I report you? Who do I report you to?
And here's another thing too. You made a good point. Like with cursing people out, if they're on the Xbox server, you know, network, going through the bridges that Demizo was talking about to talk to PSN people, would that even be possible? Would it be something where you can only talk to Xbox guys but play with PS4 people?
And then just imagine the fire that you're gonna start from having. You know, I mean, it's a cool thing to think about, but just imagine you know how stupid people are. If you have a Call of Duty or whatever, and there's Xbox versus PlayStation, you know how crazy that lobby would be, how wild that lobby would be. You have some you really have some swatting going. I'm serious though. I'm serious because that's how motherfuckers. You think the console war is what it is right now? If you let motherfuckers play with each other, and because it's not gonna be no playing with each other, it's gonna be playing against each other. Nobody on be feeling like nobody on Xbox is gonna want to feel like they want to play with a PlayStation guy or vice versa. You know, I mean, normal people will. You know, if I have a cousin that just has PlayStation, or I have y'all that just has, that just has Xbox. You know, I don't care about playing with. I just want to play with my friends. But you know, there's people out there that's gonna make this into a whole East Coast, West Coast.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna turn.
Want to pop off?
It might actually start more problems than it actually solves.
I didn't think about that. That's another aspect. Like it can get bad, but we'll see. I mean, I just think to start. Maybe Yoshida has a point, like policies and things like that. Like, you know, just trying to make sure that, you know.
I think Rocket League is the perfect game for this, but I don't know if we want to get into Call of Duties and these types of things, because it might get ugly. I'm just saying it might get a little ugly.
Yeah, well, you know what?
But that would be like the perfect thing instead of having like games. Okay, you can. But then you put it in the setting, like, do you want to play with, like, for team games especially, like Rocket League, Call of Duty, whatever, like, do you want to play with Xbox players, or do you want to play against Xbox players?
Well,
that should be an actual setting.
Okay, that works. All right, so moving on. Nelson joining us in segment number 2. What are your thoughts on Sony somewhat pumping the brakes right now and, you know, putting out the fire to the buzz with the crossplay? You know, Yoshida seems to be backpedaling right now. What are your thoughts on that? Hello? Hold on.
I can hear.
Hello? Oh, now I can. Yeah, I had to refresh it. Go ahead.
As I was saying, probably you should focus more on other things right now, because crossplay is not like snap your fucking fingers and it's there.
Yeah.
I'd rather for everyone let it be, conjured up as slowly as possible, and so it can work efficiently instead of having all these bugs and issues. He wants to concentrate on whatever else, whether it's 4.5 PlayStation murmuring about,
Mhm.
or he just doesn't have a good idea for any other game as of right now, then that's his opinion. But then you might have other people like Microsoft, the PC side of the house, who's like, you know what, we're ready for it. Been ready for some time now. Let's just make it happen.
Mhm.
And it's an iffy thing though. But again, is this like an official statement from him, or is this an alleged rumor?
No, this
No,
was it was in an
video.
interview. I actually have it in the background. Like I'm trying not to play anything that'll get us like hung. Well, it's okay. You'll see the interview in brief in the background. They're talking to Yoshida. They're asking him questions like about the cross play thing. Microsoft already opened the door. They're trying to, he's saying there's some hurdles, some aspects. But Sony, when the news dropped, like within 72 hours, we're saying, hey, it would be relatively easy. Now all of a sudden you're coming up with this shit where, oh yeah, we got this and that. Like, what is it? Is it
Well,
because they're?
it makes sense that it won't relatively, because if I was listening carefully, what Kate, you have a policy effect throughout all the platforms.
Hmm.
They don't, necessarily go way how to throw out someone who being respectful, report someone in a certain way. It's not done the same. Some of
Hmm.
it takes time more than others. So it's like I would think with all the figureheads of each platform would need down, have a discussion to come up with a multi crossplay policy that goes under those games only, to
Hmm.
go under specific rulings, and have every console or platform to get updated for those specific titles. So it's like,
Makes
okay, if
sense.
this person's acting up,
Hmm.
report them all under this one area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I agree with that 100%.
But here's another thing. Like people who were just deadlocked into the whole Sony / Microsoft console war don't realize that Sony and Microsoft work together on an enterprise level. So it's not like they don't work together as is. This would just be another thing that they work together on.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right, and I understand that completely. But I'm saying like us in chat, but for everyone who's watching this or just who's closed-minded, you guys gotta understand. Like everyone has a hand in something, whether if it's Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, whatever you want to say.
Hmm.
Everyone has a hand in some place with parts, memory, OSs. They all conjunction together as one unit. It's just that they make like these consoles very little
Hmm.
different things, but in all, they're just profit just because of the name. You guys wasn't so blinded by that, or console war bullshit which exists, but you guys need something to talk about. So
Ouch.
Yeah. So okay, good points. Like to take that's a good thing to take away from that. I'll put that in the description once this video is ready. But man, you would have to govern these guys and make sure that nothing stupid is going on. You know what I mean? All right. So on your knees, what are your thoughts on Sony or Yoshida making those comments? Initially, he was with it, and then seemingly they're backpedaling. Why do you think they would backpedal now?
There's any a number of things. Technically speaking, like Dave said, it's not going to be hard to do. It's just a few servers and a few
Mhm.
protocols that have to be ran up. Nothing hard. The hard part would be implementing the logistical side in terms of policies.
Mhm.
With managing people, as I think Simi said, it's all about how they handle their players. That's going to be where the biggest
Mhm.
issue is. But as per the Sony guy, who the fuck knows? It could be some type of pissing match. Maybe Microsoft did something to piss
Pissing
them off.
What the?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What this cup?
go ahead. That
Yeah, there
fucks
could
me
be
up.
a number of reasons he's doing that. maybe at the time he felt that he still needed help from Micro. But how long ago did he say there would be no problem to do the crossplay? How long ago was that?
2.5 weeks ago.
Oh,
This happened during GDC.
Yeah.
I don't know that. And maybe the guy's fucking ADD or something. Maybe he's schizo. Who the fuck knows?
Well, I mean, in general, maybe it wasn't Yoshida himself that was saying okay to it. It could have been like a enterprise, response saying, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, that wouldn't be too hard to do." And then now you go to.
Is it an actual PR person the first time, or was it Yoshida?
They didn't say. Matter of fact, I had to pull that up, but it was all over the internet. It was all.
Maybe he could have been specifically talking about Rocket League.
Rocket League.
That could be it too.
I mean, because they at that point. I remember they were more specific on the whole Rocket League side of it. So maybe they would talk. He was referring to Rocket League, exactly. But I don't know. Maybe that's something different.
Okay. Now, with that, let me jump on to Takuma and Shinwar. But Takuma, what are your thoughts on the backpedaling? Going on with the crossplay.
Okay, I'm trying to understand, the more reasons doing it. Maybe something that we don't see yet.
Yeah, we can be like, hey, maybe there is a technical issue that, what I mean?
It's a small technical issue that we're not seeing yet, and they don't want to actually disclose it. But I hope they don't scrap it because, it's all about, like you said, it's all about unity. It's all about bringing, the FGC community together. And I would like to see it, and hopefully, it pays off well. I don't want to see it scrapped or anything else. I think it would be a bad look as far as like, hey, you came up with the idea. Don't kill it just yet. Take the time to work your bugs out and everything else and whatnot and see if there's anything else that needs to be resolved and then go ahead and launch it. But don't just say, oh, don't backpedal on it because, you got this whole community of like, oh, well, Sony's better and Xbox One is better. People are getting to the point where we don't really care about this whole East Coast, West Coast thing and everything else, whatnot.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of video games, but it's like some people want to see it. So hopefully it's something that we don't see that they're working on, and if not, that's the case. Then I think it's gonna be bad on them if they actually scrap it. So,
yeah, that would. Like I was saying earlier, two wrongs don't make it right. Microsoft was acting like jackasses. Doesn't mean they have to be jackasses too and shut it down. Because now, if negotiations are in the works where the player can, it will up the experience where everybody can enjoy common experiences regardless of the platforms that they're on. Some folks gotta just say, hey, you know what? Let's just make it happen. And for those of you who are WWE fans who saw Monday Night Raw with Shane McMahon seemingly about to give his farewell speech and everything.
Yeah.
And then Vince McMahon was just like, you know what? Let's see what you got. Let him run it. And the crowd popped. I'm telling you, when they finally decide to get this in order, you're gonna get that same eruption from the gaming industry, the community, and just even the casual players. Like, it'll be cool. Like, hey, Xbox versus such and such. They can do so many MLG type events based off of that. I just see nothing. I see more good than bad that can come out of it. Some of the cons that we were talking about before would be like, yeah, you got those assholes. But it wouldn't be like because of an Xbox or a PlayStation thing, just some fucked up people thing. But with that, Takuma, were you done with your?
Yeah, I was done with my stuff.
All right. So Shinwar, what are your thoughts on Hihei Yoshida, pumping the brakes?
I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, you make a decision. If that's your decision, follow through with it. That's all I got to say about that.
What?
What?
Okay. Now, New Gaming Order audience, Shin Raven has joined us. He's been watching us. So I'm sure you're tracking the topic that we're discussing. If you wanted to weigh in on this before I shut this particular segment down.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip this one.
Okay. Well,
on this one.
Those of you who were watching Friday Night Fights last night, Mr. Sleepy over here passed the heck out.
Yo, the Missile was like, he's like, who's that snoring? And I looked at Discord, I saw the symbol flash, Yo, Shin Raven.
He's like, ah. He was tired. I was like, and the funny thing was, it took longer for me to get my sister, but by the time I got back, I saw a Shin Raven in the room, and I was like, hitting ready up, ready up. I'm like, okay, he's knocked out. So I ended the stream there, but it was all good.
Yo, everybody bounced, yo.
It was like, ah.
Fell asleep.
Oh,
Ah.
New Gaming Order.
Yo, wake up! Wake up!
I'm not gonna be here, and you got.
It's all good, but New Game.
The story is.
Yeah.
The story is that like the night before I was working 11 to 7. And 7 o'clock comes along, and 15 minutes before I get to leave finally and everything, I had to I'm sorry. Someone called out.
Yeah.
Couldn't find no one, so since I was there, I had to stay.
So
I even tweeted, I'm just like, all right, fucking my Bloodborne stream is gonna be delayed until like later in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then I actually like ended my stream like when I got home like around 4.
Yeah.
I actually like ended my stream around like 8, 9ish when you guys started.
Yeah.
Because I was actually starting to fall asleep on my stream.
Oh man, so you stayed up for Friday Night Fights? Hey,
because I wanted to play. I'm just like, oh, you guys are doing Friday Night Fights, dude. How many times do I like? Are you always playing? And then like I never get to play because like I'm either at work or something stupid, you know?
Yeah. So you took the opportunity. It's okay.
Yeah.
But it's all good, man. You know what? Yeah. And you know what? The funny thing, Friday Night Fights had some funny moments, man. Like people asking for rematches and all that stuff. Like it was good.
Oh,
stuff.
this ain't over, Alex.
What?
You left at the right time, my brother.
You know what? You want it, you got it. Well, hey, all right, but New Gaming Order. I'm gonna end this segment. We're gonna go into director's cut as we prepare for our next part of the show. So those of you watching live, stay tuned. YouTube, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next show. Peace.